you've been telling your truth, which is often a pack of lies, from the moment you abandoned this country.
It was awful. It was terrible. It was horrible. She can't do anything else. She wasn't a great actress. She was crappy royal.
She's obsessed with her own ego. Everybody who works for her quits. Everybody says she's a bully.
She's crying for sympathy, playing the victim.
Oh, God, you wouldn't know the truth if it hit you around the back of your head.
Oh, how lovely!
Meghan Markle said, "Tell the truth." But the internet, it called her bluff. And South Park, they turned that quote into their most brutal parody yet.
He's a malignant narcissist who is a truly terrible person.
With a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
After taking a break from taking a break, Meghan Markle is back.
No, the world's biggest victims right now are the Duke and Duchess of Netflix, and don't take my word for it.
What started as a simple podcast line spiraled into a PR nightmare, emergency meetings, legal panic, and even royal silence. Now Meghan's scrambling to stop a cartoon, and what she's planning next might just blow everything up.
Harry and Meghan torched what little was left of their relationship with the royal family, and what little was left, frankly, of their own reputation.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore.
This gruesome twosome only survived by cashing in on what's left of their royal status now.
Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book because your family's like stupid, and then so are like journalists.
Nobody set out to destroy you. You destroyed yourself.
When Meghan said, "Tell the truth" on her podcast, South Park didn't flinch. They fired back. What made it worse? Writers were already working on a DEI special, and that quote was gold. Within hours, the script changed. One scene, a cartoon, Duchess yelling, "Tell the truth," followed by a mile-long scroll of contradictions, interviews, retractions, brand pivots, all of it.
We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy!
She's drunk on her own ego.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
So what did they do next? They went all in. Sound effects, legal clearance, royal trumpets. The parody was locked, ruthless, protected. And in Montecito, that's when the panic began.
So let me start with you, sir. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
The moment rumors of the South Park episode hit Montecito, Meghan's team snapped into crisis mode. What made it worse? They had no preview, just leaks. And every leak sounded brutal. Emergency Zooms lit up. PR, legal, branding, all scrambling. Meghan's reported reaction? Silence equals surrender. Legal said no to a cease and desist. Parody is protected. A counter podcast? Maybe. Flood social media? Tried. Behind the scenes pregnancy footage? Meghan shut it down, too risky. Every move felt like walking through a minefield. And while they debated, the internet ran with it.
Well, as the caring, sharing Mrs. Sussex reflects on almost being recognised for her, and again I quote, "work to advance community well-being and expand opportunity." Whatever the hell that means.
She kind of sold her soul to the devil.
We have to get jobs. I have to start auditioning again.
You were on the very famous show Suits. More popular in the States than even Friends, you told us.
Yeah.
So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
Is she ever going to get to the point where she literally looks in the mirror and goes, "Nobody's interested in my jam or my life. Nobody likes me. Shut the hell up."
Meghan wanted action, fast, but her legal team? They pumped the brakes. What made it worse? The more they reviewed the episode, the more airtight it looked. Parody, satire, protected speech. Legally speaking, it was a fortress. One lawyer reportedly warned challenging this could backfire and make it bigger.
Her shows haven't been canceled yet. Meghan Markle has not been silenced in public life yet.
Meghan thinks dignity is the name of the maid that cleans the upstairs bathroom.
She wants us to listen to her like she's a founder because she took all that money and launched her stupid-ass lifestyle brand with jam.
She wanted the crown, but didn't want to carry the weight.
So what now? Meghan was furious. She wasn't just worried about jokes, she was worried about narrative control. And Harry? Jet-lagged, caught in the middle, whispering concerns about subpoenas and losing ground. So they pivoted. If they couldn't kill the parody, they'd try to drown it out.
She can't do anything else. She wasn't a great actress. She was a crappy royal.
She's obsessed with her own ego.
She's crying for sympathy, playing the victim.
With legal off the table, Meghan's team launched Plan B, total media spin. What did that look like? A brainstorm board full of ideas. A counter-podcast called The Actual Truth, flooding Instagram with upbeat family clips, emotional appeals to truth and privacy, even dropping behind-the-scenes footage from the pregnancy shoot.
All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
But what made it worse? Meghan vetoed that last one. Too raw, too risky, too much she couldn't control. So they went with softer optics, filtered photos, carefully worded captions, smiles that looked just a little too staged. And still, the internet wasn't buying it. Clips from the South Park episode were everywhere. Memes, remixes, viral breakdowns, each one digging deeper into the contradictions the show exposed. The harder the team pushed the narrative, the louder the satire echoed. And just when they thought it couldn't get worse, the money started watching.
It'd be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
Hi, I'm Meghan Markle.
And I'm Harry. Harry.
And we're royally screwed.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant.
A Californian former cable actress pathetically attempting to upstage a centuries-old institution that Princes Andrew and Harry accepted acts with restraint and dignity.
The laughter online was loud, but behind closed doors, it was dead quiet. Why? Because brands were watching. What made it worse? One of their quirky sponsorships, that artisan jam line, as Evers, became a meme overnight. Cartoon Meghan slathering jam on a crown? Trending. Sales? Plummeting. Suddenly, every PR move had a price tag. Sponsorship deals paused. Negotiations stalled. One insider said Meghan started recalculating headcount, and it wasn't about staff. Meanwhile, Harry looked rattled, jet-lagged, phone constantly buzzing, whispering about potential subpoenas tied to past deals. So, what did they do? Tried to shift focus. More family photos. A silent charity visit. But none of it landed.
So it seems to me they're resorting to becoming basically a version of the Royal Kardashians. We can't wait for...
Because the real problem wasn't the parody, it was how much of it felt true. And then came a detail they didn't expect anyone to notice, but South Park did. And they used it. While Meghan's team scrambled to fix the fallout, South Park spotted something else, something subtle but savage. On Father's Day, Meghan's social feed stayed silent. No post, no tribute, no mention of Harry. Fans noticed, critics jumped in, and South Park? They ran with it. In the rumored cut, cartoon Meghan scrolls past Father's Day posts, then casually ignores a blank-faced Harry holding a handmade card.
That's exactly what has happened. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have given their communications team the boot, blaming them for a series of recent PR humiliations.
Shed a tear for poor Meghan Markle. There the delighted Duchess was, all set to steal the King's limelight, and then, suddenly, dramatically, she was stripped of the chance. Damn!
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Whatever the hell that means, perhaps she'll take solace in her own expanding opportunity.
It wasn't loud. It wasn't cruel. It was quietly brutal, and it hit harder than 100 jokes. Because while the palace crafted its image and Montecito fought for control, the internet was now watching every gap, every pause, every absence. Not just what they said, but what they didn't. And somewhere across the Atlantic, another institution was paying attention. As Meghan's team scrambled to outpace a cartoon, the real royals stayed silent. No statements, no reactions, just stillness. But behind that silence, sources say the palace was far from passive. Staff reportedly drafted contingency remarks just in case the parody spiraled into something more public. PR advisors whispered about media distancing if the noise got too loud. And King Charles? According to one insider, he watched the episode in private. No reaction, no comments, just a quiet sip of tea before allegedly muttering, disturbingly accurate. No denials, no defense, just that royal specialty, controlled distance, which left Meghan with a choice: stay quiet or fight louder. And her next move? No one, not even her inner circle, was ready for it. Cornered, criticized, and with the internet running wild, Meghan wasn't backing down. Not this time. Advisors urged caution, let it blow over, they said, but Meghan had another plan. A live truth stream, unfiltered, unapologetic, a global broadcast where she'd confront the narrative head-on, even take questions if needed. Another idea? A split-screen town hall aired side by side with the South Park episode itself. Her team called it real-time correction. She called it the new transparency. Some on her team were horrified, others were energized, and Harry, still stuck in the middle, unsure if they were reclaiming the story or feeding it more fuel. The plan wasn't final, but the intention was clear. If they were going to mock her with a megaphone, she'd answer with one louder. And as the episode climbed charts, topped Twitter trends, and spilled into mainstream media, Meghan's countdown had already begun. The legal timer was ticking, the cameras were being tested, and the mic, it was already live. In just a few days, a single quote, "Tell the truth," triggered a media firestorm that spiraled from satire to strategy, comedy to crisis. Meghan wanted to own the truth. South Park weaponized it. And the world? It chose sides, laughed, debated, and kept the clicks rolling. But here's the question no one's asking. When truth becomes entertainment, who's really in control? Because in this war of perception, it's not about who's honest. It's about who gets heard. And if Meghan has anything to say about it, you haven't heard the last of her. If South Park really did what the leaks say they did, this might just be their boldest move yet. And if Meghan responds, you better believe we'll cover every second of it. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments. Did they go too far, or did they just say what everyone else was thinking? Oh, and if you want the real story behind Meghan's latest media play, tap this next video right here.